Peace, everyone. So today, what I'm going to be doing is showing y'all how to make a quick, simple, and cheap way to make your own liquid fertilizer. It's something that's very simple. It's something that you don't even need to really spend money on. The only thing you may have to spend money on is a 5-gallon bucket, but most of us already have one of those. So I'm going to just get it right into it. I ain't going to overtalk y'all, and I'm going to see y'all in the next clip. So the first thing you want to do after you've gotten your 5-gallon bucket is start pulling the weeds from around your garden beds. If you have garden beds or just in the ground garden or anything like that, you just go to your yard and begin pulling these weeds. The reason I like to do it from around the garden beds is one, because that's where I'm going to be using it, in the garden beds. So the weeds that are popping up around the garden beds may be well adapt to that specific small microclimate. And also, it's just a part of cleaning up the garden. We have to weed things sometimes, and this just makes it a whole lot easier. Not just throwing these weeds in the trash or being afraid that the weed seeds might sprout in the compost. We could just throw them in this bucket, and then I'm gonna show y'all the next thing. But as I get this bucket filled up, I'm gonna keep y'all posted on the next clip. Another quick tip: I know some of y'all's yards may not have any weeds because y'all may have like a turf grass or something, or sod laid. You can still use those grass clippings. It's the thing that they just won't be as well adapted to your environment, because 9 times out of 10 that sod did not come from your environment. But you can still use those clippings during, like, if you mow your grass, you could just pick up all those clippings, put those in a bucket, and do the same thing. But just be sure that if you do that, you don't have any type of chemicals in your yard, like Roundup or turf and feed or some of those things. And the only reason I'm saying this is because the reason I like doing this is because it helps the microbes in the soil. Like I keep saying, the things are well adapted. The plant itself is well adapted because the microbes that are supplying the plants with its nutrients are well adapted to the nature that they're in. So if you don't have any microbes in your soil or in your yard, you're basically just going to be making only a liquid fertilizer. And what I'm trying to show y'all how to make is a liquid fertilizer with the microbe charge within it. Now I'm just saying this as a quick tip and going to the next clip. Okay, got the bucket about halfway full. Whenever I'm adding in, I'm also smushing it down some, and then I'm mixing it together as well. But these leaves are tree leaves as well. If y'all have any limbs that y'all need to prune off or anything, y'all could rip those leaves off and put them in here as well. But I have a lot of tree leaves in here, and then I have the weeds at the bottom, as y'all can see. Another thing that y'all can add is comfrey. I have this comfrey plant right here. It's doing pretty good. I'm gonna add some of this because it's a dynamic accumulator. But whenever I add comfrey, the thing tends to stink a little more. And that's just due to it being a dynamic accumulator. And basically what that means is it has a very deep taproot that goes into the earth, and it draws the nutrients from down deep that plants can't normally get to, and it stores it within its own leaves. And these leaves, whenever it's left alone, they decompose, and then that nutrients go right into the top layer instead of it being stuck in the bottom layer. So since the nutrients that are being drawn, these leaves are very high in nutrition. That's why it smells a little bit more, because all this nutrition is breaking down and it's releasing a lot more gases than normal. But after I finish putting some of this comfrey in there, I'm gonna be showing y'all the thing in the next clip. So your next step, all I have in this bucket right here is just some rainwater. So I'm just gonna be pouring this rainwater into this other bucket where I put the weeds and all that, comfrey, tree leaves, all those things. It's just making sure it's fully submerged. You want to leave this bucket out in a place in nature, in your backyard, that doesn't get a ton of sun, but it's still exposed to the elements, because you want these microbes to be used to the climate that they're living in. We already starting off good by using weeds from our yard our yard, but this also helps with temperature. Microbes are temperature sensitive, so if you leave this outside, you'll get a good microbiome. All you're gonna do now, throw the lid on and just wait. All right, see y'all in the next clip. Now I'm gonna show y'all an example of a finished or almost finished product. This one has been going for about a month and a half. In my opinion, if it's from 3 to 3 weeks old, it has a worse smell than when you let it degrade a little bit more. It does get stinkier, but it's just that initial smell of it breaking down, to me, is the worst part of this whole situation. But as y'all can see, like, I'm opening it right now. I don't smell anything. Actually, I don't smell anything. I had checked on it 2 days ago just to see, but I don't smell anything. As y'all see, there are no flies or anything like that. I haven't disturbed it either. So check this out. Now the smell is beginning to release a little bit, but as y'all can see all those bubbles, this is showing that there is microbes within this. Now they are anaerobic microbes. So those anaerobic microbes, what they're doing is they're going to be eating those weeds. That's basically their food. What I suggest is to allow them to finish their food. So whenever there's not a whole lot of smell left and there's not a whole lot of greens and stuff in the bucket, that's when I would suggest you use it. Like I said, you can use it within 3 days, but once you open that bucket up within 3 days, it's going to be very stinky. You're going to have flies, and if you water your garden with it, it will smell. So it's patience in the process. It takes time for things to break down, just like in nature, just like your compost. This is basically the same thing, so we kind of have to treat it the same way. The only thing with this is we can stir these things to kind of agitate and kind of get them to go faster, just like how we flip the compost to get it to move faster. I'm just saying all of that to give a little bit of insight as to what's actually going on within that bucket. Those microbes are eating the weeds. And those anaerobic microbes, if you apply them directly to your garden, at times they can have a negative effect. So just be wary. Start off with one small shot glass and then work your way up and see how you like the results. And also the nutrients are available because they've been broken down by the microbes. Y'all see the flies starting to come a little bit, but that's a part of it. If the animals and the insects don't want it, then I don't want it. And also, if you make it intentionally and only use edible weeds, you can actually drink this as a probiotic. But that's another thing I love about this method, is that it's actually safe, like fully safe. Like you could put this on your skin, it won't burn you, it won't hurt your pets or anything like that. So that's pretty much the process. I'm just showing y'all what I've been doing. If y'all don't have the money to buy liquid fertilizers, or y'all are intimidated about some of the, well, you need to put this and that, a lot of times nature has what you need already. Like I said, rainwater, weeds from the garden, and then a 5-gallon bucket. The 5-gallon bucket is the part that's not from nature, but still at the end of the day, it is from nature, because what is it made out of? Petroleum-based products. So with that being said, I'm not gonna hold y'all up for too much longer. I just wanted to share with y'all something that's been working for me. And just remember, it's a beautiful day to garden.
Draining all your energy, better pull them like a weed. Undefeated in life, shit, I sprouted like a seed.